all you vinyl varmints, record collecting crew, have I got a box of records for you. Said, going down to Rosie's, gonna talk to Betty May. I'm gonna tell her what I heard her boyfriend say. And don't you start me talking, or I'll tell everything I know. Hey, Shadow Man.
Hey, Hennick Daddy. Wasn't expecting all that. But...
Well, a little bit of Sonny Boy Williamson, because that's one of the songs that the New York Dolls cut, and today is a New York Dolls show. Show number 16, I believe.
16.
Sweet 16.
Yeah.
How are you doing, my man?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right.
That's good.
It's nice to see some warm weather finally.
Yes. Nice day here at Studio F. As always, thank you for letting us use your premises.
You're very welcome. Yeah.
Exhibition grounds here.
Yeah. Well, that's been canceled this year too.
Well, last week we did a show on the early days of punk. We had the Dictators and Patti Smith and a lot of Richard Hell and some of that. And we had so many complaints that we didn't do more with the New York Doll stuff. Actually, I'm just kidding.
I said, did I miss something?
Nobody complained at all. But anyways, today's show is the New York Dolls. Now, if you're into the Dolls at all, you've probably got the two albums they put out, the New York Dolls and Too Much Too Soon. This, not too long after they broke up, Mercury put this out, and it's a double compilation where you get the first two albums, so slightly different order. To me, this ranks right up here with the Sex Pistols putting out one album and then having a greatest hits. It's, but they were always very upfront about stuff like that. But this is great. Big thing all about the Dolls is kind of because they were able to make a third album. Mercury had called for it, but they just broke up at that point personally, so they didn't continue. And a lot of the songs that were to be on the third album turned up on all their solo recordings. Can't say enough about the Dolls. This one here, red patent leather. This is from the Hippodrome in New York City. Now, in my humble opinion, my favorite, and I do say favorite, band that came out of North America is the New York Dolls. I'm not saying best. I don't, these best lists, depend on guitar player's dexterity or whatever. I'm just talking about charm. A good band with good songs, police siren guitars, really imaginative lyrics. David Johansen's lyrics covers the urban experience, like right there, like with Lou Reed and Tom Waits, say, or anybody know. Just fabulous stuff. And this was like near the end of their career, the red patent leather, the whole commie thing that Malcolm McLaren set up for them, and went over like a lead balloon. But this is a very cool album too. A lot of stuff that you don't get on the regular Dolls album. And Attic Daddy always differentiates between rock music and rock and roll. I might have said this before in one of the 16 shows, and this is why the Dolls are a true rock and roll band. This is Dolls bootleg here. As you can see, David's in Jackie Kennedy's place there in the. This was in Dallas.
I just noticed that.
Yeah.
Playing
in Dallas, of course.
Duh.
Now, the Dolls here at this point were opening up for people. They were over this band called the Werewolves, which I featured in the Rolling Stones extremity because Andrew Oldham had the Werewolves. And people are like calling the Dolls out. And, come on, we want to see the Werewolves and everything. But David's hilarious. And it's a great set. I think Peter Jordan was on bass at this point because Arthur Kane's girlfriend cut his thumb off so he couldn't go on this tour. Later married Dee Dee Ramone. So much for gossip. Okay, this is one of those moments in life I can remember. The Record Peddler in Tirana, 1977. This came out, the import from England. Heartbreakers. The Johnny Thunders and Jerry Nolan solo project. Now, I've got a whack of these in different mixes and different, I know the cassette version's supposed to be because Jerry Nolan quit over the mix and everything. just, and being junkies too probably didn't add too much to the mix, so.
That's always
But
bad.
wonderful, wonderful album. Fantastic. Yelpy, Johnny Thunder's vocals. They were very, very erratic, Johnny Thunders. And like many people who are erratic, when they reach their high points, they reach higher than most people can. But you're going to take a chance going seeing him. And his recorded output, which I didn't bring because there's so many live recordings that are basically bootlegs. A lot of stuff was put out in France on New Rose. They were a good company for Johnny Thunder's stuff and a lot of American punk. This is live. This is after Jerry Nolan quit, actually, and it's the drummer called Ty Sticks is playing with him. But very, very cool. I'm sure a lot of people know of this album. In my warped view of things. You know, most people, when they put out an acoustic album, you go, oh my God, they're out of ideas, you know, and, you know, like, you think it's going to be like the Lamela album or something. You know, it's like, it's not. This is a beautiful Johnny Thunders acoustic album. Very soulful, very chunky. Some of his old songs and some of the stuff he was writing at the time. I just love this. A friend of mine said this was the most unself-conscious album they ever heard. It's just like they turned on the mic. Yeah. This is New Rose. It's a French label. And for a while, Johnny moved to Detroit and started Gang War with Wayne Kramer of the MC5. Haven't talked enough about the MC5 and Brother Wayne and everybody. Maybe we'll do something on them someday.
Sure.
But yeah. But this was a crazy, crazy band that only lasted months or whatever. But there's some wild stuff. They do like a Rolling Stone, which is pretty wild. I brought this. This is another New Rose. This is one big single and one album. And Johnny Thunders and Cold Blood. Now Jimmy, excuse me.
Oh, cheers.
Because it's a punk show, I thought I'd drink some poison.
Go for
Diet
it.
Cola.
Go.
Yes. Yeah, just to get into the aesthetic. Now, Jimmy Miller produced Rolling Stones albums, some of their prime stuff, Beggar's Banquet, Let It Bleed, all that. After he was done with the Stones, he could have really went and did anybody. Could have been in demand. He did two people. He did Johnny Thunders, because I guess he loved the Dolls, and he did the Plasmatics album, New Hope for the Wretched, which I just love saying that. It's, Plasmatics, Put Your Baby. That's another thing I should feature sometime. But anyway, this is got some wild stuff on it, you know. Later, when he was touring steady in the 80s and writing a lot of really good songs. Rock and roll stuff. Okay, this is a bit of a Dolls oddity. Okay, now after Johnny Thunders and Jerry Nolan left the Dolls, Sylvain and David Johansen went and did a tour of Japan as the Dolls. Some people call them the Dollettes. But this is David and Sylvain. Now at the time, there's a guy named David Sylvain who was in Japan, right? And they make it kind of look like it's Tokyo Dolls David Sylvain. I think they're trying to fool people into what this actually is. In fact, the reason I have this is my friend Tammy bought this thing thinking it was a David Sylvain album from the cover, so curious. I got to see Johnny Thunders a couple times, which was very cool. One time in Toronto with Teenage Head backing him up, which was absolutely wonderful. And I saw Sylvain solo shows, and we saw the New York Dolls reformed, the band that Morrissey, who used to be the head of the New York Dolls fan club.
From the Smiths?
Yeah, when he was a young man, and I
Wow.
put out a little Dolls magazine and everything. But he got them back together in the early 2000s, and they toured after that. And they put on great shows. Johansen, what a front man. It's absolutely hilarious. You know how much I love David Johansen? I sat through the Car 54 remake.
Oh,
Because
jeez.
he's in it, so, which is kind of like a sub, Police Academy. I can't say that I don't watch Police Academy when it's on Saturdays. Sylvain solo album. This is a great album. This is, you know, they thought maybe he'd put a little money behind him and in production, and very, very cool album. Just snappy, witty, you know, because he was a big part of the guts of the Dolls. David Johansen did a lot of things. He did Buster Poindexter. He'd acted in a lot of movies and everything. He had quite a successful career. I saw him at a hipster fest in New York a few years back. And just always a really entertaining guy, just a natural. And this is David Johansen Group Live. And this is late 70s stuff when he had the Staten Island band. And Sylvain's in this band too. But this is, as far as his solo stuff before, real good place to start if you want that.
He's not the artist that does hot, hot, hot.
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
God.
Yes. And it's probably like the biggest hit he had, you know, what most unlike him.
Yeah.
You know, boom, 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 you know.
Yeah.
Got some 45s. Okay, this is a New York Dolls bootleg, a Looking for a Kiss, and Who Are the Mystery Girls? Nice. Little black and white package. This is Sylvain, his first solo single, Kids Are Back. It's like this cardboard thing. Had this since 78 or so on Sing Sing Records. And it's got the $2.99 sticker still on it. I bought that at the Record Peddler in Tirana. The Arthur Kane solo, the Killer Kane Band. Now, there's a guy named Blackie Guzman in this band, who later on was Blackie Lawless and I think the heavy metal band Wasp. But this is, and you know, there's a whole documentary about Arthur Kane and the sad things that happened to him. But great bass player. It's all a matter of opinion. I loved him. This is horrific. I bought one of the 8-track show, right? I already bought my New York Dolls 8-track, my sealed one. So I didn't bring it today. But this is some Roar cassettes. Roar, which is Reach Out International Records. And they were a cassette-only company that started in the late 70s. They're still around today, and they do CDs and albums too. But they were noted for being a cassette-only company. This is Johnny Thunder's Stations of the Cross. This is his Too Much Junkie Business. And the New York Dolls Lipstick Killers. Now I have this on CD. I got a bunch of doll stuff on CD. But Lipstick Killers, yes, thank you.
I thought it was me.
It's the really early doll stuff when they still had the original drummer Billy Murcia before he passed away. And these are all full of liner notes, and they come and do the big unfold here, and like you used to get in cassettes, store-bought cassettes. I didn't take them myself; I bought them store-bought. Okay, and you might have noticed that in the background we have some shirts. Some New York Dolls shirts, and I would like to show you a couple shirts here. Now this, my partner in crime, she made me this, Susan, years ago. And I think silk screened it at the kitchen table. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Should blow my harmonica through them, but
yeah, I think you could. There's a couple spots.
Yeah. Very cool. And another one she made me under the Christmas tree. There you go. Is Johnny Thunder's t-shirt she drew and made. So we've been at this a while.
Look at that.
Yes. Screen printed. Okay, I hope you enjoyed today's...
Could you jiggle that mouse up there for a second? Just no, the mouse up on top, right by the light.
Right up here?
Just push it. There you go. Mission accomplished. Yeah, that's all we needed.
Oh, really? Push the mouse?
Yeah, because one of our heroes is on the back there.
Oh, okay.
You know who that is.
Yeah, there he is.
Yes. Hey.
Okay, what the fun that was today. Our New York Doll Show, show number 16.
Yeah, and it's nice to see Unbox Topper with a new video today. We just watched that earlier. Good to see you, and nice to meet your dog, Pip.
Pip.
Pip. I was wondering who was barking in the background.
Yeah, here, barking some harmonica.
Only one guy left, missing in action. That's Joe Goat. He's doing what he's got to do, and as always, Stoner. You're the man back there. Yes, you are. Enjoy your stuff. Great way to start a Sunday morning, and a good way to end your Sunday morning. Okay.
Oh,
What?
in Jeopardy the other night, they had a picture of Bo Diddley, square guitar and everything. Not one of the 3 contestants knew who he was. I had to get that off my chest.
Wow.
No, okay. And they're supposed to be smart people. I guess it's a matter of priorities.
It's a matter of opinion, right?
Yes.
Not so smart.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching,
Okay.
everybody. As always, you've had your tea.
You've had your tea. We can go now. Bo Diddley.
Yeah.